so just looking at some more geometries, looking at how to use different lofts. I'm going to make a profile that describes, maybe what would you call it, a pear shape. I'm going to use 3 curves that are tangent to each other. Like that. And again, any geometry here would work fine. You do want curves that are large enough in tangent if you want to do a sweep or a loft along this profile. I'm going to start off with a sweep, and then if I decide that that sweep doesn't give me enough control over the geometry as along the path, then I'll change that to a loft. So I'm going to leave that tool. I'm going to decide how big I want this to be. So I'm going to start out with this kind of overall height. This is in millimeters. So this would be 23 centimeters. If I want to do it in inches, I do it. Probably okay with 23 centimeters. The little long is like 10 inches. Close enough, right?
I think the thing that Bob sent us is about 10 inches.
Yeah. So again, I can change this. Change the inches because I think in inches is a little bit more easy than doing millimeters. So that's 9 inches to there. Let's say it's 10. And then I want these lengths here to be relatively small and the arcs to be relatively big. So I'll make that 1 inch. I make this first round 2 inches, this next round 4 inches, and this last one 5 inches. I'm making these arbitrary, so use whatever values you want. And then I'm going to specify what angle I want each of these to go through. So I'm going to try to use a 3-point angle. I don't have to draw extra fields. So we'll make this one go through 110 degrees. This one, oh, I didn't do that in the right order. But I'm doing a 3-point angle. It's important we do side, middle, side. Otherwise, it won't give us the angle that we want. So I can't do that one. It's going to overdefine the size. What am I going to cancel? This is already fully defined. I feel like I should be able to define more than just that first angle. I mean, maybe not. Maybe that's sufficient. Let's look at just this last angle. So this guy here, we'll say that's 35. Whatever I want, right? So there's some profile there that I want that describes the cross section of the section that I'm interested in. I'm going to go to my right plane, and I'm going to draw what I think I want the cross section of this to look like, with the center of it be on this origin. So I'm going to go just kind of out to the sides. I'm going to taper. I don't want a hard edge, but I want to kind of taper on the sides. I do want this to be symmetric, but I want to not have too many features on here. So I'm going to try and get this whole profile into one sketch. If I make all these equal, I'm going to make the bottoms of the side equal as well. Actually, they may already be equal, just better say that's the dimensions. Let's make it maybe 1/4 inch wide and maybe 3 or 4 inches wide this direction. That's too quick. I may have to make this bigger later to be able to zoom out. And then I want this to actually be in the center. So I'm going to use a center line that goes across from corner to corner. And I make the midpoint of that center line the center of the part. That constrains quite a bit of these sides. And then I'm going to specify this angle here. 30 degrees is probably fine. And the length of this little piece. Make that one equal. Pretty good. I want the midpoint of this line to be horizontal with my origin. There we go. That's what's like defined. I may have to go through and add one more equals somewhere on here. Let's see what we can do to move this one. Yeah, so this one also needs to have the midpoint on this point horizontal. So kind of getting just a symmetric sketch. It doesn't have to be actually that geometry, any geometry work. This sketch becomes the start of my sweep. And then my path becomes sketch 1. So I get that out. And then I have a lot of options here for what I want to do in terms of twisting out. And curvature display, profile twist. This is the twist angle. So if I want this to turn like as it goes along the profile, I can do that. You can see it's kind of turning as it goes up. So if you wanted it to turn outwards or inwards, you can do that. I don't think I wanted to do that. I do want to draft a little. It doesn't look like I had an option for drafting that out. So if I was okay with having a constant cross section, then that would be fine. I actually don't. I want the cross section to shrink as it goes out. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this from a sweep to a loft. And I'll use the path that I have as a sweep as a guide curve on my loft. So I'm going to leave this. Yep. Those are my two sketches. I'm going to make another sketch on the end of the part that is tangent to the end of this line and coincident on the point. Because I just want that sketch to be at the end of the curve with the plane being normal to the curved surface. I'm going to sketch on that. And there's the endpoint. I'm going to draw kind of a very similar geometry. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to cancel. I'm going to copy this sketch and I'm going to paste it. Oh, cancel. Oh, I hit X. I wanted to hit C. Copy, click on plane 1 and then paste. Now I actually have that sketch on this plane. Super convenient. I want to rotate this. I don't want these to be important. Actually, let's change the size. Let's make this one, let's say 0.75. This one, 0.25. Let's shifted the whole thing over, didn't it? Let's make
That's the one, I think there's a box in here.
Oh, that's right. There's classes here. Are they out there?
Yeah.
Anyways, we could let me delete this. I'm just gonna not draw the relations. I'm just gonna draw this real quick without having to bother trying to get the relation set up. So there's the end. And what I can do is I can loft this. And the curves I'm going to use are this sketch here and this sketch here. And then the guide is going to be my sweep. And so you see I have largely the same geometry as I did last time. What's the same thing? Guide curve 1 is the guide does not intersect in section 1. I need to have these curves kind of start on the outside of the sketch. But you can see that how this would work if I were to resolve some of these issues, where I get the same kind of profile, but instead I'm able to control the sizing of the part as it goes along the curve.
That's how you would make it like a glove.
Yeah, so if you wanted to make like, you know,
Anything that has a
anything that has a complex curvature in more than one direction. All right.